Oh, we're good. Sorry, the next song, here comes. Okay, right there. Bing, bang, boom. Perfectly timed. 4 minutes late.
As all things should be.
Perfect. Perfectly timed. Okay. Delicious. Okay, probably fine. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze some way through this. Apologies in advance.
Gross.
Will you then proceed to fart?
No!
The kitten! It was a kitten joke, Ethan.
When we last left off, you had left Greystead behind after some bittersweet goodbyes and headed back to the Milling Brew Inn, this time with an elf named Brian in tow, a man who'd shown signs of a modified memory and had agreed to help you determine exactly what had happened to him by finding a grave in the woods. You arrived at that inn to find that Erilyn had reopened it for business again, and despite already having patrons, she was just as excited to see you all and happily put you up for another night. For the time being, she ensured all of you who wanted to could enjoy a lunch before you set back out to the site of that battle from a few days prior. You arrived at the pit you dug and followed Brian's direction to a grave he'd marked nearby. You collectively dug and discovered a body buried deep in the earth, a body that was familiar to your cleric. Beyond being a talented mage, the woman you had unearthed was a close friend and childhood flame for Valil, Viconia's missing brother. From her corpse, you learned she had been gravely wounded by soldiers of the Vasilas, the leader of the greater Drow civilization, or betraying them. You also learned that she had made a wish to save Valil the same fate, and from her meager belongings pulled a pendant that matched your cleric's. As the news sunk in, so too did the realization that your rogue had gone missing again. Most of you pursued his scent to find him, rather nonchalantly, resting back at the inn. We resume now there. Some time has passed, but you're still within the hour. All of you will have collected back at the inn at this time, ready to navigate what comes next. Where are you, and what are you doing?
I would have walked in the door at some point after standing there for a while with Brian. Probably holding his hand as we walk through the door. If he lets me.
You would.
Otherwise, I would find somewhere to sit quietly with the group if they're still around.
I'm just sitting at a table.
I went swimming and probably not back yet, but I made sure to tell everybody where I was going so they wouldn't worry.
I'm making tea.
Okay.
We're sitting just with the Darby and Nia, if they're there.
They would both be there. Brian will probably try and separate from you, Nia, and go to leave out the front door.
Hey, Brian.
Hmm?
I understand that you may need some time alone right now, but can we expect you to be coming back in the near future?
I'm not going far. I'll just be on the porch if you need me.
I understand.
And he'll walk out. At this point, Erilyn will approach you, Vaughn, having just sort of sat back and minded her business for long enough. But will approach you, kind of press her shoulder against yours. Is everything all right?
I wish I could say so. It turns out that Brian is in fact Viconia's long-lost brother. And a wish was cast upon him to alter his memories and identity to protect him.
I see. So, no.
Mhm.
Well, what do you need?
Guess we need to sort out our next course of action if this is something that Brian or that does Brian want it to be fixed, or should we fix it?
Well,
I
I
gotta ask the group.
suppose that's up to him and up to Baconia, and yeah, it is worth discussing.
So, we did ask some questions, and it turns out that the only way to undo something as strong as this is with something as equally powerful as a wish.
I can imagine. Wishes are hard to make and harder to come by.
I don't envy her position or his.
Well, I can go get your friend for you if you don't mind watching the end for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should be quiet. There's only one guest so far.
Oh yeah, I'll do my best to remember that, and we'll keep it down.
All right. And she'll go to peck you on the side of the head and then leave out the back door.
Can I have maybe slipped out with Brian?
Yes. I don't think you would have slipped out
No.
unnoticed is
No.
all.
No, I know. I would not. I am big and I'm loud. So
Big and loud, and it's still a rather empty room, and Nia's sitting right there, and Vaughn
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
Marilyn were both
absolutely.
looking at you, and Realm is
no.
also there. Okay, yeah, you can.
like I'm going if nobody stops me.
Okay, you step outside. It's mid-afternoon, and Brian is just seated to the right by one of the windows, under a little bench left there for patrons. Just kind of staring off into the distance.
I will just go kind of post up nearby. And
Oh, sorry, am I in your way?
no, not at all.
Did you
I
want
don't
my
know.
seat? You can have it.
No. You stay seated. I don't know. I feel like being alone in these kind of, when you feel the way that I imagine you feel, I don't know how you feel. But I don't know. We don't have to talk, but I am here. I also maybe can kind of understand what it is like to have lives or have a life that doesn't really mean anything to you anymore. I don't know. I'm just here, so, and I'll be quiet and just stand.
You're welcome to sit if you like. I just can't promise I'll be very good company.
I don't need good company, just Being here is enough.
Whatever you wish.
And I will just exist in quiet company with Brian for as long as he will allow.
He just sits and stares out into the trees. What are the rest of you in the inn doing?
I will set out tea on the table. Enough for the two outside as well as all in the room.
Going to be petting my brother's necklace on the table. Pet the little jewel with my finger. And politely thank Vaughn for the tea. We don't forget our manners.
Even Realm will thank him also.
Vaughn is a good host. Realm and Nia are good guests. Solace, you are out by that river. The current is a little strong, but not too strong you can't fight it. It's not quite a relaxing swim, because it does require effort not to let the current just carry you downstream as far as it goes. But you will eventually hear your name being called through the trees.
She is probably a seal, which could be awkward, but she will come out and there will be a moment because she doesn't know if Erilyn knows any of that.
You can just hear the voice at the moment.
Okay, yeah, so she will flop out into a bush and start changing back. And as soon as she can, she will sort of call back, I'm over here.
It takes a few more moments, but eventually you hear the footsteps, and Erilyn will kind of poke her head around one of the trees alongside the path and say, "Oh, good. Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I think you and your friends need to have a talk."
Okay, I'll be along as quickly as I can.
All right. Do you need help with anything?
Nope, thank you.
Okay, well, I'll just be a little while down the path. I can wait for you. Just to make sure everybody's safe, that's all.
Okay. And she will get as far as she needs to go, and then will come out, like, damp and pulling on her clothes.
You find Erilyn waiting down the path as promised, and she looks you up and down and seems to chuckle a little bit. She says, "You feeling a little bit better?"
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't know I would be needed so soon.
Well, I think it's safe to say you're always needed in some aspect or another.
That's kind of you to say.
It's just an observation. Now come on, they're waiting.
Of course. She'll, like, stumble into her shoes and boots and make, yeah.
And the pair of you head back to the inn. And it'll be probably a short rest's worth of a time for all of this to happen. And for Solace and Erilyn to walk back in through the back door. And you see most of your friends seated around that table. Just kind of reflecting.
She'll kind of stand awkwardly by the door, trying to dry her hair before she walks across the nice clean floor.
I'm gonna roll my short rest dice. Because I didn't realize I was low.
I found this big cat, so I'm just
Kitty.
Sitting outside petting a cat.
What have you guys done
Brian?
since a long rest that you need things?
Brian, do
I
you
don't-
like cats?
Maybe my health just did a reset. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh well, if you are using short rest dice, you get an additional 1d8, I believe, because of my chef feat.
It's just an excuse so Vaughn can give everyone treats.
Mm.
I understand. I just wanted my wild shapes back, but I understand.
Oh yeah, I
And a treat.
have a treato.
And I walk in with a cat in my arms.
Darby returns with a cat, and Solace, as you try and clean yourself up, you see Erilyn kind of duck back and call over her shoulder, and she goes, "Oh, honey, don't worry. Whatever mess you make, Vaughn will clean up."
That doesn't actually make me feel any better. She sort of like hurriedly braids her hair and then comes and stands awkwardly in the room, holding her wet things. Like, okay.
Hang those up for you.
Thanks.
She'll take them and go to throw them in a little bucket and take them out back.
Erilyn said we needed to talk about something. Do we
Well-
need to talk about something?
Yeah, we've been handed a pretty sizable lump of information, and we don't really have a set idea of where we're going next. I mean, I would love to stay here for a while, but I imagine that might not be in the cards for us.
I, once again, just have to go east, and that's it. That's all I have.
We have to go to Camp Sorsha. We have to try and help Calder. Isn't that where we're going next? Or have I misunderstood something?
But to help Calder and your friends, and they will, yes.
I hope so.
Is Brian in the room?
He is not.
I think I have something in mind, but I need to talk to Brian first. And if that is not the way that we end up going, then he sounds good. But I'll be right back. And then I guess I'll go to get Brian, or to where he is.
He's just seated out on the porch still, just staring off into space.
There's like a mountain's worth of information that's dropped on you, and hardly anything to grasp onto at the same time, I could imagine.
I don't mean any offense by this. I hope you could imagine, but it is difficult to describe, so I would not even know where to begin.
Well, let me ask you this. I know this is all very sudden, and a lot of this is happening overwhelmingly fast, but if there was a way that I could try to undo what was done, do you think that that's something you'd want?
I don't know, really. I'm still trying to reconcile who I was and who I am and who I'm meant to be, and all of those things feel like vastly different people. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I get it. That is a fair answer. I can say what I would want for you, but that is hardly fair considering your circumstances.
Well, they are what they are and not about to change, so do your worst.
Well,
Meaning,
I have some
what would
sea
you
inside.
want?
Yes, I feel like if there's still a threat to you, if we were able to uncover this, then there's a legion of drow that surely is not too far behind us, and I worry for you and wherever you go. If we don't do something to...
I promise I never intended to put your mother in any danger. I can leave if that's what's necessary.
I don't think that is entirely what is necessary. But I do believe uncovering what you lost will be helpful to both you and us in regards to keeping yourself safe.
I see the logic in it. It seems to be the practical choice.
I've been thinking on it for the last hour since all this came over, and that's what I've come to, but I didn't want that to override how you felt on the matter, and if you were opposed to it, then I would hold off on my attempts.
I'm not opposed, but you're right, this has happened very quickly, and if it's all the same to you and Nia and your friends, I would love just some time.
Okay.
I promise I will find some sense to talk soon. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, I shall head back inside to the others, but again, there is some tea inside if you would like some.
I appreciate that. Maybe I will join you soon.
Okay. And then I'll get up and I'll go into the room with the others.
Vaughn returns and takes a seat.
Okay. So I'm just going to be open with you all. I have something in mind. While we were in Ainsbury, I took my time in the library to find how I could summon my dad. And thanks to my mom, I now have the capability to do so. And Baconia, I think it's possible that he might be powerful enough to undo what was done. We fought him, and I don't want that to undermine how strong the he actually is. As much as I hate to say it, we might could use his help.
But what will you have to give
I
for
was
this?
just going to ask the same thing. What in the world would you have to give in order for this to work?
I don't know. I know that what he wants of me isn't something that I can do, but he's never given me a direct answer on what that is. I'm walking into a little bit of a... Just walking past a big blind, a big curtain to figure out what's behind it. I have no idea. But that is the fastest way I know to find out something. And it's maybe a little reckless, but it's all I know right now.
You are willing to face your father and or give up something in order for him to help me.
Of course. I mean, he's your brother, right?
He is my brother, but that's a lot to That's a lot to ask of you, and at the same time, I don't want you to give up anything for that.
Well, that what I give up for it is not your call to make, but I'm happy to do this for you.
You are correct, it is not my call to make, but as your friend, I also don't want you to give away a piece of yourself to this man, this creature, if that ends up being the price.
Well, I guess we won't know till we ask.
Is that what you went to talk to Brian about?
Yeah. He needs some time to think it over, but he's not opposed to. I haven't presented the idea in detail, but he's not opposed to me attempting to undo this entirely. He just needs time.
Understandable. I think I need at least a night's worth of thought myself. Facing your dad is still something that is very important to you, yes?
Well, yes and no. I am worried that he's going to continue to send things after us until I answer his call in one way or another. And there's not really anything I want from him, but there's something that you could benefit from him, and that is worth the risk.
Oh, Vaughn.
This isn't something that we have to do right now. I just want to put it out there, and we'll sleep one more night before we head where we need to go. This is something that I can do anywhere, hopefully. We just need to be prepared and ready for what we do.
Well, this does involve... I suppose we should prepare for a fight when we have to summon him.
I hope it doesn't immediately devolve into that like last time. But I'm not I'm not expecting there to not be a fight at the same time.
Don't really know what to say that you would be willing to do something like that for me, but I don't want you to do anything that's going to... I know it's you know what I mean. I know it's not my choice, but I just don't want you to give up any kind of freedom or anything, you know? I know that we don't really know. I'm just talking now. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But it means a lot, thank you.
Now, the one thing I don't think we should bring it up until tomorrow, but I also wouldn't be opposed to Brian traveling with us if we leave in the near future.
If that's all right with everyone, but I suppose that's a bridge we can cross when we get to it.
Would he come with us if we go east to Camp Sorsha?
To an extent,
Hey. I am not opposed, but I feel like that's a lot to ask of anyone, given what we will be going into, more than likely.
I agree.
At the same time, I do worry about leaving him behind. As much as we can take what Klaus says with a grain of salt, I am worried about his warning. About what my brother and I left behind coming to catch up with us.
and I don't want it to catch up with him, and I certainly don't want it to catch up with him here.
I don't want him to be alone if it catches up with him. These are things I wanted to face with him, but it seems like he's been trying to do it all by himself. Or was. I don't know.
Well, whatever you want to do, as long as Brian is okay with it, it's fine. With me, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we stay here for one more day?
What time of day is it?
It's about mid-afternoon.
Yeah, might as well stay the night here. Unless anyone is in a hurry to depart, in which case I'm sure we can.
No more than usual. So,
It's no trouble for y'all to stay another night.
I think it's decided then.
Sounds like Erlin could use some of your help, Vaughn, to get things back up and running.
Yes, with our one guest who still hasn't come down in mid-afternoon. But yes, I am hoping that now that we've opened the doors officially again, the regulars will start swinging through again pretty soon, and no doubt.
Maybe we should tell Erlin that we may need to look for a new helping hand.
If anything, I can hire someone temporarily for her.
That's true.
I don't know who I'd ask right in this moment, but, you know, there's a town close by.
well, if we are to stay here another night, I think I'm going to go get some air. And I will see you all back here a little bit later.
If you're heading out, could you bring some carrots for the horses?
Yeah, of course. I can do that.
I think I'm just going to be around, reading my book if anyone needs me then. Gonna wrap the Lil's necklace around my wrist like a bracelet.
And I've realized there's a puddle on the floor I've got to clean up.
Sorry. I can do it. And I will bend down and press to digitation it away.
Oh, no. Well, if you're just going to do that, that's fine.
I didn't mean to cause a mess.
Oh, it's fine. I'll reward your hard work with dinner shortly.
All right. So, after some discussion, you all disperse a little bit, either to get some air or help settle in your things, take some time to yourself. As the afternoon grinds on into the evening, some more travelers do begin to pass by the inn. Brian will re-enter and almost automatically goes through the motions of setting tables and pouring drinks. Seems a little bit distant, but our routine is easy. It's still a relatively quiet night by dinner time. A few wanderers have passed by, but word that the inn is back up and running has not quite reached the locals that might usually make the trip out. Whoops, bourbon. But Vaughn, you join Erilyn and Brian in helping tend to the inn, at least for the people that are present. And as the sun begins to set, you will notice movement by the stairs as one of the patrons that had been away in their room for most of the day begins to descend. You will notice immediately that they look very bound up in leather armor with a big wide-brimmed hat on and a bandana that they wear to cover their nose and mouth. Erilyn will spot them first and say, "Oh, ma'am, so happy you could make it down. I imagine you're hungry." And this figure, wrapped in dark cloths and trying their best to hide their face, will take a seat at the bar and say, "Well, that would be swell, please. I'm so sorry I slept for so long, but I have quite hungry."
Do I recognize that voice?
Go ahead and make a perception check or history.
I don't think so, which sucks. Hang on. Wait, what was it? Insight or history? No, or
Perception or history.
So 11.
Okay. It does sound familiar. You have heard something like it given your time in this neck of the woods, but something about the pace she speaks at and the tone of her voice doesn't quite suit the same accent you're hearing here. But you have heard it before.
I'm to everyone else, but quietly. I'm gonna be like, risky?
You go ahead and make a stealth check real quick. At disadvantage as you're whispering to your friends.
Holy shit.
Oh no. Oh, it's 2 3s plus 10 or something. Yeah, so 13.
Okay. So Realm. To those of you who are around Realm, I don't know who is still here. Who hung out in the tavern proper and who has removed themselves elsewhere.
That's
Right,
true. Am I
elsewhere.
speaking to anyone?
You're just leaning over to empty air. It's like, risky.
Is it risky?
No, I think everyone else is still inside. I think I'm the only one that's elsewhere.
Yeah, I
I'm just reading a book. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be at the
I
table.
guess
to
I'd be
read
at
a
the
book.
table.
I mean, Vaughn, you've been poached to help.
Yeah.
So while you are absolutely able to wander by your friends,
Oh,
if ever
okay.
you linger too long at the table, you'll get. Oh, honey, can you just go ahead and grab that thing out of the back?
Gotcha.
So you're
Lord
still
Soul-
present and like absolutely able to swing in and out of the conversation. But anytime you linger too long, you are put to work. So I think everybody else is present. I will say Eve has also been poached to help out in the kitchen.
She's happy to help. So Solus and Nier are here.
Yeah,
Yep.
but my
And
nose is
Vaughn-
in a book.
Vaughn is
And who?
around.
And Vaughn is around. Okay, then mostly to Solus, since Nia is reading a book, and Vaughn is very distracted. I will say the risky thing.
And I startle a little bit because I was sort of daydreaming. I was not super paying attention. What?
I'm just paying attention to the patron at the bar.
Bar. Yep.
At the bar.
Oh, I guess those two woke up. I will glance over and I said, "What did you think she seemed familiar?"
Solace, can you also give me a stealth check?
Sure. At disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
Well, that's better. That is a 20.
Okay.
Dirty
Nice.
20.
Do you think it's risky?
I will look over and do I recognize this person?
Sorry.
They are very much wrapped head to toe in armor, tucked into their knee-high boots, wearing full leather gloves, and a big, wide-brimmed hat pulled down over their head.
Realm, why don't you go talk to her?
Because that sounds like a terrible time, but if you think that I should, I can.
I mean, if you're curious, it's dinner time. You could just wait and see if anything comes about.
I think waiting sounds like a better
As
idea.
you talk, you watch as the figure leans forward and catches Erilyn and says something quick before going to take her drink. And she turns around and heads towards your table.
Now, do I recognize? No.
Yeah, me too. Now do I recognize her?
Do I recognize the front of them?
So
Eyes.
you all watch as she walks up to you and sits down with you at your table. And she does not seem human, but everything
She
is
seemed-
very hidden.
Does she seem clizzardy? Sorry.
Is she a clizzard?
What
as
do
she
her eyes look like?
as she does sit down and she says, "Oh, hi. So sorry to interrupt you. I couldn't help but overhear you guys whispering and had a feeling you might have been talking about me. I figured I might get rid of any discrepancies or strangeness. I know I'm a little bit weird." And as she's talking, you are seeing very vivid blue cat-like eyes and patchy white and black fur.
I don't particularly think that we have any place to speak about what may or may not be weird. We have our own eccentricities. I apologize. We did not mean to be rude. You're welcome to join us if you'd like.
Oh, I did. And she just kind of looks at where she's sitting.
Right.
And I didn't mean any rudeness by it either. I just figured we might as well throw off the lines, as it were, and say hello.
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 What
Do we know
brings
each
you?
other? Or is this the first time that we're meeting?
I can't say I've ever met any of you before, but I think you may have met someone I'm looking for.
And who might that be?
Well, see, I heard you just now start gossiping about me when I sat down, and you said a name, which is a name that someone very dear to me sometimes uses, and I was just wondering if maybe you'd seen anyone like me in the last a few months or so. And she'll go ahead and pull down her bandana, and you do see whiskers and sharp pointed teeth, a furred face, but black and white.
And what color was Risky? Gray?
All black.
All black.
Yes, we did see someone rather similar to you in build back in Ormershire. I suppose it's been 3 months ago now, around the time of the festival.
Well, I guess that's sort of good news. But can I ask how you all met?
Well,
I do believe she
I
threatened our
suppose-
rogue at the ball. I look
No,
up
it
from
was,
my book.
It was before that.
Oh, was it?
She asked for a distraction back in Ormershire.
Distraction to do what?
I mean, at the time I did not know. Now I think that she was likely pickpocketing people.
Well, that does sound quite like her. And
I-
so does the threatening part. That sounds fairly normal.
how do you know her?
Well, she's my sister. And I last heard from her when she was heading into Ormershire, and we do have a code to keep up with one another. And well, I've not heard from her in a while, and I'm a little bit worried.
We did see her more recently. In Ainsbury, I believe it was.
Did you?
Did we see her?
Well,
in
that's great news. How long ago was
Hang on,
that?
am I crazy? I saw Wade making a face and now I think I'm going insane.
I think the last time we saw her was in Ormershire, but when she asked for assistance in stealing things. I don't remember I don't remember if she was in Ainsbury.
I might be insane.
He's been through it the
Don't
last
trust
few
my memory.
days.
Oh, all right. So maybe not Ainsbury, then.
Mm,
Ormshire, really?
Ormshire.
Oh. You don't happen to know what kind of job she was working? I know she gets involved in some risky business, but any information you have that might help me find her.
She was rather putting herself in the way of some dangerous folk, I think.
Yes.
Go on.
Well, there are a lot of happenings lately that, the world just doesn't seem as safe a place as it may once have. But I think when we left, there was some concern that she may have been caught breaking and entering.
Into a temple.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess then still Ormshire bound. I'd imagine they'd keep her there.
Well, I do have some magic to be able to contact her if you would like me to, if that would ease your travels at all.
If you're able to, that would be very helpful. Is there anything I can do for you in return?
Not that I can think of in this moment, but let's call it a favor. A little one. I won't make you do any.
Maybe it's just something nice we could do for someone who's also missing their sibling.
Yeah, it's something nice that we can do for somebody that's missing a sibling. Ouch.
Well,
I look over and frown at Solace.
She meets.
What
she
a fucking
returns
dig!
the gaze steadily.
Oh my god! Ow! That was
We've
a
never
really.
been so glad to be outside somewhere else.
All right. Despite that dig from my friend, what is your name?
I am just saying. Sorry.
I mean, it's probably easier for you if you just call me Jen. It's short for something longer than Jan, but no, not Jennifer.
Well, it was more for her to believe that I've actually run into you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. You can tell her Janika is looking for her.
Janika. Okay. Anything specific? I have 25 words.
You could call her by her real name, Genre. That way she'll know, because she doesn't give that out to people that she doesn't trust.
Okay.
Which is a strange breach of trust that I'm telling you, but
It's for important reasons, yes?
important reasons.
I think it is safe to say that we never intended her any harm, although she did steal from us more than once, if I recall correctly.
Yes. I think she
She
took all
of my money.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think.
Darby from
I
out
was
the
like,
bushes is like,
what,
Darby's
6
like cheering
gold?
in the window.
She took all 10 of his gold.
She did. How do you spell her name?
Janra.
Okay, and then her sister's
Spell it
name?
10 gold.
Jenika.
Shanika. Shanika. Shanraj. I'm gonna forget if I don't write it down.
Whatever you have to do.
Okay. I'm going to send a message to genre/risky.
Okay.
With your sister, Janika. Your name is Genre. a trust thing. Where are you? She's looking for you. Any details will help her. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to
You-
say blueberries. Damn it.
Send your message. You get nothing back.
Oh, snap. Does it feel like I've hit a wall, or is it just like no answer?
Feels like there's nothing there.
We got that person killed, y'all. Just so in case anybody
Yeah, yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
We got that person killed. Yep,
That's
totally. Good.
kind of sad. I'm terribly sorry, Jen. It looks like I didn't get any kind of answer back.
Does it work if they're like sleeping, or is it like line of sight kind of thing, lead walls?
If they're sleeping, it's a good chance that they missed it, for sure.
Well, maybe I can find somebody else to try a little bit later. We are more nocturnal creatures.
Okay. Well, I'm terribly sorry that I couldn't help.
You did plenty. I can't say I was expecting any help at all when I sat down over here. You sure there's nothing I can do for you?
No. It's one person with a sibling helping out another sibling.
Well, I'm glad we're kindred spirits then.
I once went out seeking my sister, and I found her, and we were able to help her. So, while it is a little worrying that we didn't hear back from her, I do hope that you will find a satisfactory end to your journey.
Well, I can't help but to feel my spirits a little bit lifted if you found yours, and you're experienced with siblings helping siblings. I have a good feeling.
Well, you've met us now, so
I
and I
have.
will. If there's anything else we can do, we will try. We certainly had no ill will for her, again, though things started out a little interestingly.
Don't sweat it at all. Sometimes things do with her. I'm sorry. I may have lost my manners a little bit. I didn't get any of your names.
I will introduce around the table.
Well,
Laconia.
thank you, everyone. I cannot thank you enough. I do feel a little bit more hopeful that maybe once she wakes up and I finally make it west to Ormershire, I can find her safe and sound.
Glad to
I hope
provide
so,
some
too.
hope.
Good luck.
Sorry, I haven't been able to follow everything. I've just been, catching things here and there. But do you happen to know who Risky may have taken her job from? Would there be any way for you to know?
Now that is a little bit sensitive of information to be given out.
I only ask because there's the possibility that she didn't get caught and she didn't find what she was looking for instead.
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
You've been guidanced.
Yay.
Yo.
Equation. Ooh, nat 16 plus 2 plus 2, so dirty 20.
She kind of leans into the table and motions for you to kind of lean down. The reason why I'm a little bit worried, She took a job for some royalty back home, and it's kind of a high stakes, high reward.
High risk.
I was trying to avoid the obvious.
Where's home?
Well, from down south in Modicol.
Was going to guess.
Are you? Go ahead.
Am I what?
Are you familiar with the Emperor's kidnapping recently?
Heard some chatter about it. It was a big old dramatic affair.
It was very much so, actually. But he has returned home since then? Or have you been traveling during that time?
I can't promise I was keeping up much. I've been on the road a lot, but as far as I know, nobody's going to war.
Well, that is good news.
I certainly think so. War makes travel a little bit hard.
Well, we are heading east ourselves, and if we end up in that direction, we'll certainly keep our eyes and ears out.
I'd appreciate that. Sorry, you are?
I'm Vaughn. Hello.
Hi, Vaughn. Whereabouts east are you headed?
Oh, Darby just has a spiritual calling to keep going east.
Am I back?
No,
in
we-
the
Are you back in the room?
Maybe, yeah.
So where
And
do you
every time we
point,
deny
you're
it,
wondering?
something bad happens, so we're going east.
I kick open the door. We have to go east.
Is that the friend that has to go east? I got a
That's
feeling
just-
that might be the friend that has to
That's
go
the
east.
one.
That's all that has to go west, actually.
Oh.
Darby,
Sorry,
this
I'm
is
mixed
Jen.
messages.
Jen, this is Darby. Jen is
Hello.
Risky's
Hi, Darby.
sister.
Oh. Not to be weird about it or anything, but your sister owes me 10 gold.
Darby, I
I'm not being weird about it or anything. It's fine.
She might.
It is very nice to meet you.
We are. We
Nice to meet you too.
are worried that Risky might be in some trouble. She was working for some royalty from Modicol. I am giving Darby the
Oh.
you should give it a look, but like,
Oh.
yo.
I just sit down at a corner of the table and I'm like, oh.
I am sorry that you fell afoul of her work.
No,
I can
it's
buy
okay.
you all
It's
drinks if that
really-
helps soothe
No,
the wind a
well-
little bit.
Well,
Darby,
Well,
you don't have to.
No, I kind of feel I should. It's the least I can do.
God! We got her sister killed, and we're all like, do us favors, buy us drinks.
Yeah.
Her sister stole 10 gold. That was all the money Darby had. Yeah, she can buy him a drink.
What was her sister?
It was. I'm pretty sure she got most of my money too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think a part. I
And
think
maybe
I
you're
most.
being more chill about it than Darby is, but Darby is like, I lost all 10 of my gold. And you're offering to buy me a drink? Yes, please,
you
actually.
stole
I
all
just-
of my money.
Look at which
I hope-
days, bro.
Thank you.
And then it has to be Vaughn that serves them.
You don't. It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
She will pull you down a little bit, Vaughn, by tapping your shoulder and produce a pouch full of jingling
That's
coins
right.
that she'll put in your hand, and it'll total to about 15. And she says, "For the evening, make sure that anything they want is on me."
No, no. Listen, I appreciate you and what you're trying to do, and you're trying to find your sister, and that's lovely. But anyway, I'm just going to be quiet and sit back in my chair.
I
My
look just
bingo!
absolutely mortified. I look absolutely mortified.
I don't, because we've. No, I don't.
I don't either. I'm
sorry.
not surprised or anything. I just let it happen and flip through a couple pages of my book.
We have busted our asses for everyone on this fucking continent, and I want one thing repaid to me. No, I don't feel bad about it.
I'm just gonna go
Checks
see if
out.
Ireland needs any help in the kitchen.
I'll go reach over
I
and
don't
pat
feel
Darby's
bad
shoulder.
about it either, just say.
I don't either.
As I said, I'm quite happy to compensate.
No, I'm
for-
sorry. It's just been a long few days. I'm sorry. That was. You didn't deserve that. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. We're still family at the end of the day, and if it helps clear up your opinion of her, Annie, I don't think it will, but if it helps ease the wound, it's a small gesture. I understand travel can make for tense moments.
Vaughn, do you need help getting the drinks over here? I can help you if you'd like.
No, it's fine, but thank you.
I guess you do not follow in the same line of work as your sister?
Here and there. I just tend to play it a little less lucratively. I'm not really looking to make a fortune. I'm just trying to get by.
I checked my pockets of gold.
Wow.
Like,
I don't.
Jesus
Okay, I
Christ!
do want it to be known. I don't do that. I had my outburst. I sat down.
No,
I
no,
don't do that.
I just gently kind of look at my pocket and pull open the dress just to see if I still, because I didn't bring all my money down, but I brought some, and I just want to know if it's still there.
Got her sister murdered and now we're being me.
It appears that
Saying
everything is
anything?
there.
Okay. No, hold on. Her sister was a witch. Not her sister.
Here's the
Nah,
scenario
nah.
choices.
I don't feel bad about this. I won't. I'm sorry, but
You
Guys-
are allowed to feel however you want to feel.
And she said she admitted that she sometimes was in the same line of work, so I checked my pockets.
In front of her.
I mean, it
Darby
wasn't
doesn't
like
do that.
it wasn't like I
Darby-
went and was like, "Oh, I'm just checking my pocket." Like I just went and like looked. Like it's
I
not
do
like
wanna-
a.
to be very
Yeah, I'm
known,
in the
Darby
same
does
line of
not check their pockets. They don't do that. They just sit and drink their drink. And
I
they
feel
don't do
nothing.
that.
I just checked my one pocket. Oh.
Don't worry, I understand. I try not to. Well, we say back home, don't shit where you eat. It's just to say I don't work where I tend to stay.
I like that. Yep. That second part was much better.
But I really do appreciate all your help, and I can't really I don't know how I got so lucky.
These things happen.
Yes, I suppose they do.
We got our sister killed. She's thinking that now. Yeah,
I
these
could
things-
be swimming right now, but Erilyn needed me to come talk to people. I could be in my little seal shape where I can't talk, saying not talking things. But no, I'm here.
Listen, I am sorry about the little outburst. I had. I hold no ill will against you. I'm sorry. I just. No, that was all the money I had, and it was a lot for me to be upset about. But like, it's fine, and I get up and I leave.
It's quite all right. 10 gold is a fair bit of coin.
It's
Some people don't see that money in their lifetime. And
first
I promise I tend to try and pick my targets. I try and pick from the people that won't miss it. But Risky, she was a little less picky, I guess.
it is okay. Like it really is fine. No hard feelings. But, I hope we find her. I hope everything is fine. Anyway.
So
well, I do too.
It's a steal from the rich, give to the poor kind of situation.
Well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but kinda. You know, men with means don't often think about the little people. And you don't always think, but 10 gold can go a long way. Feed a family for weeks, put a roof over their heads. Now, she shouldn't have been stealing from, people without the means, but I don't know. I found that everybody's eyes are so often on the big and sparkly and the important and the royal that we forget that there's just people trying to live their lives that don't get the same means to, and sometimes a little help goes a long way.
And you're right. You're right. And to be honest, I'm not used to having a lot of gold. So if it goes missing from me, it is not like I cannot get by without it. And I mean, maybe it did go on to help someone else more in need than me. I don't know. It's fine. It's all fine.
That's a nice sentiment. I hope so too.
That is what we will hope then.
Well, anything you need tonight is on me. Again, I'm sorry you had a less than pleasant encounter. But I do really appreciate the help, and I'm excited that at the end of this road I might find her again, and that's in part thanks to you.
Of course. Just glad to help. I hope you do find her.
Well, I'm sure I will. Now, I won't bother you much more. I ought to be making my way out anyways.
I apologize. I have a question. If you cannot find her, do you intend to try to speak to the royalty?
It is hardly my place to go challenging the royals about anything, but if I do not find her, I will figure out what happened.
I understand. I hope that you find her.
So do I. Thank you. Well, you guys, please enjoy your evening, and it was really nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Now, y'all be safe out there.
You
And she
too.
tips her hat. And we'll go to leave.
That shellfish just looked like it's gonna go.
It did for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times now.
Yeah.
Right onto Wade's head.
Hello? Oh no, I've been cut. No, no,
He's
no,
not
no.
scared
God,
enough.
she does not
No.
care at all.
That is the face of a cat that hasn't been sprayed enough. Put vinegar in it.
No, he had.
It's been
Or this cat that has been sprayed too much, and he does not care anymore.
He immediately no. When you point that at him, he immediately squints his eyes because he knows he fucked up. And
My cats run
I didn't-
away when you touch the spray bottle, so I don't
He
know
did
what that
run.
says about yours.
I didn't have to shoot him. He did run. I did shoot.
Oh, I thought you did.
He went to-
Okay. I thought you went super close to his face and were spraying him, and he just was like, "Oh, sucks."
No, he does run when you spray him. But like he will immediately squint his eyes when you pull out the spray bottle. Anyway,
Just face tanking the spray bottle. It's just like, eh.
So, the table is yours again. There are a few patrons scattered around the room, otherwise minding their business, heads down in their foods.
It felt a little bit weird to send her after someone whom. Well, just the last time we saw her, she seemed scared.
Scared of the person she was supposed to be stealing for.
I imagine so.
Tis a weird encounter.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I barely saw that, but I just. Oh.
Mhm.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Meow.
So, the tavern is sparsely populated, but there is a small collection of people that are enjoying their drinks and their food. As the night winds to a close, is anybody doing anything else?
Going to gently check on Brian every now and again without getting in his way of whatever it is he's doing. Most likely helping the other patrons.
You do spot him, just sort of going through the motions, moving around the tavern floor, speaking with patrons, checking on them. And when he isn't actively doing anything, he's near the back door, just kind of spacing out.
From what I understand, it doesn't look like he's eaten much, so I'm going to, at one point, I'm just gonna go find Erilyn and ask her if she can make sure that Brian eats something that he really likes, and I'll pay for it, just so that he can have something that he likes to eat, maybe to help him feel better.
Of course, honey, don't worry. We'll take care of him.
Thank you. That's about it, and then I'll probably... So the night gets a little bit later, I'll probably head up to my room after saying goodnight to everybody.
Okay. Nia heads up to her room. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I have been a little shitty today, maybe, and said things I did not have. So I should maybe just go to bed. And I will get up and go.
Okay. Darby also leaves the table.
I will go outside and get my things off of the clothesline, see if they are dry.
Dry, a little cold, but dry.
I will bring in Erlen's things too.
There's a few hand towels left out to dry. You bring them inside, are directed where you can put them away.
Realm will probably stay there and drink quietly on his own for a while, even when everyone's left.
All right. And Vaughn, what are you doing?
He's probably stayed up till later to make sure everything's clean, giving Brian a night off at a certain point because he's probably just doesn't fully have his head in the game, understandably.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, be one of the last ones to call it for the night, but I'm not going to do anything special.
All right.
Vaughn,
Yes. Who? Is this Eve or is this Realm?
Realm.
Okay.
Can I speak to you for just a moment?
Yes. What's up?
We're pretty much alone now at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go over to like a smaller table where it's just like a two-seater off to the side.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank you. Solus told me about the thing that you did with the gem, and she told me that you did it because you thought I was inside.
The really stupid thing I did, that thing? Yeah. I remember it.
Well, I was not there. I can't really say whether it was stupid in the moment or not, but I appreciate it regardless. That's a big, dangerous thing that you did for me, and I appreciate it.
I mean, it was only stupid in hindsight. In the moment, it was... Honestly, it was all I could think of. I didn't know what else to do. But, yeah. If that were what needed to be done to get you out, I would try to do it again. Knowing somebody might be there to revive me afterwards, maybe. Who knows? But I'd do it again.
Well, thankfully, from what I've heard, we have quite a number of diamonds now. At least there's that.
Yeah, I'm not counting on burning through them, but it's nice to know we have them.
I agree. Maybe no more death for a while. Forever actually would be nice, but I know that won't happen. Anyways, I wanted to thank you because I know that was a very big risk. And I mean, it could have gone much worse, but it didn't go great for you, so I wanted to thank you.
Yeah. Of course. Well, you have a good night, bud. We got probably a long day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be ready. Thank you.
And I will pat the table over closer to him, then I'll get up and go to my room.
Okay. So you both retreat to your rooms for the evening. And you all settle in for the night. And quick pause here because something's about to go bananas.
Yeah.
Yay,
I'll
I
be
gotta
right back.
pee.
They're back.
Yeah, be back.
And this means I can make and post a meme. I've had this on my mind forever. So, two of my roommates are currently on shrooms,
Go on.
and just throughout the night, or throughout the session, one of them, who shares the room with me, has come back in and out on a mission.
Okay.
First mission was for a lighter, and then the second mission was for nail polish.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did
they
you
were
give
missing.
them a lighter and nail polish together?
No, these were separate missions
Right,
within
but
like 20 to 30-minute intervals.
now they have both.
Well, it was their stuff. What am I gonna do? Keep it from them?
Wait, why nail polish?
Probably to paint their
And-
nails.
So why
We hope-
why does Laura look concerned? Consumed.
Pretty sure nail polish is pretty flammable.
I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, if I was tripping balls, I'd just want to paint my nails.
hear about
That
it
sounds like fun.
Horrible fire.
So I just wanted y'all to know that that's been happening in the background while we got our session tonight.
All right. Are we all back?
Yeah.
That's not how we spell either of those words. All right. So, your night in the tavern will pass quietly, relatively uneventfully. And for the first time in a long time, you will all enjoy an undisturbed long rest.
Ooh.
The inn itself is quiet through the night. And eventually you will wake to the sun beginning to rise, spilling light through the windows in your rooms. For those of you lucky enough to get a room with a window.
Can I read the rest of the book?
You can.
Oh, thank God.
Hmm.
Yay! I have no idea how to change that.
Or we can do it later.
Yeah, we'll do it later. It's fine.
But through those of you that cracked your windows through the night will again feel that chill roll into your rooms. What do you do?
I'm gonna get up, and then I'm gonna grab something from my bag, and then I'm gonna go feed Iamon an apple.
Okay. You find him still okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You find him still hitched to the fence posts outside with the other horses. Just happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too, buddy.
Eve is waking up on the roof.
Next to Realm, it's very weird.
Realm's on the roof now.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Like the Spider-Man comic where they're both pointing at each other.
I wake up and I go sit downstairs. That's it. Like,
Yeah, Realm too.
All right. Vaughn, you're waking up in your old bed. Naked again, but your old bed.
It's like I never left. So, get up, straighten myself out, fix my belongings, brush my hair in the mirror just to watch it go back to whatever it was doing in the first place.
Nice.
And then I'll go downstairs to either start on breakfast if nobody started, or help with it.
I was gonna ask, after I feed Iamon, can I try and go start making a breakfast of some kind that I know nothing about?
Oh Lord!
You go to start
Oh,
on
Lord.
breakfast and find Viconia just stood in the kitchen. Something smells like it's burning.
Hey, what you doing?
I'm making breakfast.
I like the initiative.
Do you want to try it?
What have you done here? What is?
It's
what
like
has happened
it's
here?
like
It looks like you made some.
what have you done?
yeah, it's like I tried to cook something over the fire, but it just ends up being like a burnt, kind of like muddy mess. Like really burnt eggs and like whatever whatever I found,
Somehow
really.
still raw on one side.
Yeah.
Darby's just looking at Realm at this point, like,
Do you smell something burning?
It
So
looks
bad.
terrible.
Yeah, but
I tried to make bacon and eggs.
It smells like something is burning. Yeah,
it smells like an
It's-
attempt. But
an
that's good.
attempt was made.
Though I don't know if it went. It doesn't look like it normally does. I say as I hold it out to Vaughn.
I see that now. Now my hands to receive it, I guess. Like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to do this.
Pours a pan of eggs in your
Yeah.
hands.
You're
Yeah. Okay, so you gotta hold up the plate or however it is I'm supposed to receive it if she's holding it out to me.
Yeah, like out of
It's
the
just her
pan.
bare
Yeah,
hands.
it's just like scoot it. No, it's like in the pan, and she'll take a spoon and like put it on a plate for you.
I
Bacon
will
and
say,
eggs from the spoon.
Darby, having swallowed any of this, will be like on their way out the door to go forage things. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I'll,
just
like,
wanted
shut
to try and help this morning, and you know, I thought I'd give cooking a go.
That's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that. I say as I'm cutting off like a very small piece.
It's
I'll take a
probably
bite.
still got like eggshells in it.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Burned egg whites. This is why I go to restaurants,
Oh.
baby.
Yeah. Just can
Okay,
roll something for fun.
needs a little salt. As a matter of fact, let's do this, and then I will just like look like I'm getting like some salt, some things to touch it up, and then I'm grabbing more things, and then I'm just pretty much grabbing from scratch to start breakfast.
I noticed nothing.
I come
Okay.
back.
I'll help. I'll help him
I've-
the best that I
I've killed
can.
a deer for breakfast. It's fine.
come back with a deer slung over your shoulders.
Hooray!
I will say, Darby, as you go to open the door and step out, you will notice Brian seated in the same spot on the bench to your right.
No, you're out here again.
One might say still.
You did not go to bed then.
I tried. Wasn't any much more restful than sitting here.
I feel, and I will just go to like lean against a post or a wall. I feel like we have put a lot on you, maybe, and not. What do you want or need right now?
I truthfully do not know. Everything I thought I knew, which is decades of a lifetime, is gone. And ahead of me is someone I do not know and cannot fathom. And a life I believe is expected of me that I don't remember.
I'm going to ask you something that may be difficult, but the answer
Be the
will
first
stay
time.
no and no. Do you want that life of expectation? Or do you want to just go back to being what you know?
I do find myself wishing I'd never left the inn. But I don't know that that is the right thing to want. And truth be told, it doesn't matter. It's done now. And I feel it would be unwise and damaging and hypocritical to go chasing things that never really were.
It might be all of those things, to chase things that never really were, but if that is what you want, and if that is what would make you happy, then I think it is worth doing all of those things.
But the things I loved and wanted just aren't there anymore. Never were. There's nothing to chase. Everything I knew, everything I thought I knew, was just a fabrication.
I mean, it was real to you, though. And is that not enough? I mean, if you really think about it, all of our realities are just what we perceive and think and whatever. That was real to you. And that doesn't. It being real to you is enough to make it worth bringing back, if that is what you want.
But it wouldn't be there. The family I had, the friends, the parents, the childhood. I could try and return to it, but nothing would be there.
Alright, but potentially uncomfortable thing to say, but it's not here now. But
And that is very upsetting, yes.
yes, but if you could have it back the way that it was, if you wanted that, I just don't think getting bogged down in the details of it not being there for other people is worth. I don't know, I just want you to be happy, I guess.
I'm optimistic. I can be. Again. Hopeful, even. But it is just difficult to see at the moment. I suppose I'm still grieving. I lost a lot of people all at once. And I can't even chat with someone else about them because never even existed.
You can tell me about them. I will listen.
That is very kind of you.
No, I would like to hear about them, actually.
Well, and he will begin to talk about a childhood raised in Villatom, which is a little village to the north, and he was used to having Islations like you and like Solace roll through town now and again when they got curious of what was south of the border, but driven up north, most of them, before it got too warm. He would talk about growing up with his parents as an only child and all of the friends he'd made and the school he went to. Talk about starting to learn their trade as a butcher and feeling a bit of wanderlust as he grew up a little bit more. And he talked about his last hugs goodbye before he set out to head south and find his own way in his own life. He'll talk about outrunning goblins in the woods on his journey and worrying that he'd die alone, torn apart by goblins, which is not the way he'd pictured going. When he talks about finding the inn and getting a job and feeling like he was standing on his own 2 feet for the first time. And he'll stop there and just kind of zone out again.
And he's sitting like on a bench.
Yes.
We will have gone and sat next to him at some point, and would just be very happy to listen. And when it felt appropriate, we would have talked about feeling a similar kind of wanderlust and venturing away from the north and going south and just otherwise existed in a comfortable silence, I think.
So the pair of you will probably sit there quietly.
I'd like to try and bring breakfast out to them both at some point.
Okay. A breakfast prepared by a slightly more experienced hand.
Yes.
Fully cooked and not quite burnt. But you helped cut the toast. And can bring 2 plates out to where they both just sit. You don't know if you're interrupting anything because as soon as you stepped outside, it's just quiet.
Valerie, I figured the both of you might want something to eat.
I mean, always. Yeah.
Suppose I should.
I tried to help Vaughn to make this. So hopefully it's alright.
It smells wonderful. I'm sure it will be fine.
I like to think that the entire time Vaughn is trying to make her feel included in making the actual breakfast, but she didn't really do that much, but he's still kind of like, oh man, this is great breakfast for Konya.
Like when you cook with a 5-year-old. It's
Yeah.
like, she had
Yeah.
the
Same
dish
sort of
towel
thing.
over there.
Yeah.
Can you move that spoon over there? Thank you.
Oh, you're doing such a good job.
Well, I will leave you both to it.
Sure it will be in a little bit.
Actually, it's not terribly easy nor convenient to not eat at a table.
We could go in and eat at the table. But-
No pressure.
No, I think it's for the best. And he will get up and sort of tap you on the shoulder, Darby.
I will try to catch him before we both get in and just say if you ever feel like talking about things or reliving those past memories, I am always happy to listen.
I do appreciate that. I think it's important to acknowledge them.
I think so. I think even if they have no real bearing on the future, I think it is worth remembering past things. But yeah, breakfast time, I guess.
Yes. Breakfast.
I will go in to eat.
And Darby and Brian and Viconia will join the breakfast table, where Viconia and Vaughn have prepared something edible. Viconia set out the plates and the cutlery, filled the waters.
I will appear
Very
around
carefully.
then, looking suspiciously damp again, and sit down to eat.
So the 7 of you are gathered around the table, just enjoying a quiet, peaceful breakfast. Erilyn will come down the stairs at some point, make a point of yawning loudly, and sort of stomping down the stairs at the bottom few steps. And she'll say, "Good morning, everyone. Hope y'all slept well," and just walks right by and back into the kitchen.
Probably.
Help in there for me.
Okay. Are we planning to go today, or are we staying another night?
I think the plan is to go, is it not?
I was thinking we would get on the road today unless we had a reason, you know, a strong calling to stay.
I just sort of scratch at one of the scars on my hand.
I'm sorry. Where are you going?
Camp Sorsa, I think, is where we are headed next.
That's a
What about
bit of a dangerous trip, isn't it?
Yes.
you've had very few other kinds of trips lately? What about you? Will you stay here with Erilyn?
I had assumed. It may not be quite the life I knew, but it is the closest thing to my own that I can remember.
Do you want to go with us?
On the road to it.
Well, no, I just wanted to ask.
I'm gonna look over at Vaughn.
It seems incredibly dangerous, and I do understand who you may think I am, but I have no memory of that person, and I fear I would be more a detriment than a help.
No. It was never anything like that. It was only if you wanted to. But you are. I think it would be very good for you and for Erilyn if you were here.
And he will look to you, Laconia. And what are you feeling?
Like I'm going to end up not being able to see an end to this for the both of us if I leave now, but there's nothing more I can do to help you right now. And I want to help these people too. I guess I'm just feeling a little lost in the moment.
I can relate. But, at least, if ever you do feel that you have the means to help, you'll know where to find me.
And I'm still looking over at Vaughn.
We do eventually have the means to help you. It's just a matter of when you're ready.
And I'm sorry, this... What means?
There's a possibility that my father has the power to undo the wish that was done.
Do you want it undone, though?
That is a little difficult to answer at the moment. I think the answer's yes. But I'm rather full up on mind-shattering revelations. For a little while, I understand who I was never really a person, and who I am is important to you, Viconia. Or rather, who I could be.
You are a
But-
person.
You are a person.
That's not who you are now is equally as much of a person. And if you're him, and we have no reason to think you aren't, you can be him, but you can also be you. And even if you do get your memories back, you will still be you, because who he was will be different now that you've been you. So those things that you remember and those things that were a part of you, they will still be a part of you. They aren't going to go away. And the experiences that you've had here, those aren't going to go away either. So regardless, you'll be different, and that's okay. And you'll still be the things you feel now.
Are going to be you at the end of this. No matter what happens, no matter what you get back, you are going to be you.
And no matter what you decide, it is okay.
And
Because you are a...
if it does help, you do have family. And not just me. There's other people waiting for you. That will love you, and I love you.
You'll realize how absolutely insane that all sounds, right?
That's kind of how we roll.
2 days ago. Sorry.
It does sound insane, but
You're still gonna be loved.
yeah, you will. And sometimes it is hard to find comfort in the skin that you are in. But you have us, and you have family, and you won't be alone, regardless of what you decide to do forward.
Well, as I said, the answer's not no. But if it's all the same to you, I'm not feeling like the best version of myself, and certainly not the best kind of version to drag along on the road to a allegedly haunted camp for
No,
some reason.
I was never trying to say you should come. It was just if you wanted to. But I think, yeah.
I think Darby is perhaps trying to say that we're sorry that we've made things harder for you, even if it is in the short term. And you have been kind and thoughtful, and it is clear that you are a kind and thoughtful person. And we didn't wish to leave you with no options.
Yes.
It's maybe a bit chronically optimistic of me, but I kind of feel like I have more options now than I could have imagined before. I would just like some time to sit with them, if that's okay. As I was saying, who I was is something that needs processing, and who I am eventually to be might also deserve some considering. I don't intend to go anywhere, assuming I'm permitted to stay, and it gives you time to truly reconcile with whatever these means are that you've described. And I will be here.
There are much worse places to be.
I
There are
would
much
agree.
worse people to
on the road towards an allegedly haunted camp would be one of the much worse places I'm considering at the moment.
And I'm sure Erilyn will take very good care of you.
And likewise, I think I want to know who I'm supposed to be. I do. But I'd like to get to know who I am a little bit first, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense, actually.
You're not supposed to be anyone except what you decide to be.
And I've trying to decide who that is.
Well, if we are to leave, and if there are to be goodbyes, can I give you something?
It'd be rude to refuse gifts.
And I will just take one of his hands in mine, and I will tie a little friendship bracelet around his wrist. And then I will look to Viconia, and I will pull out a little bound up leather map, and I will hand it out to her.
I'll take it. Is this the map that we worked on together?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna cry more now. Okay. Well, I will stand up. And I'll go over to him and I'll be like, Dalby and I worked really hard to make this for you. A star map. I know it might not mean much now, but
It means plenty if you put time into it. Forgive me for the insensitivity. Why a star map?
when my brother and I, when you and I wanted to go somewhere together to escape for a little bit, we would go watch stars together. And you would tell me all about the ones that you knew about. And we would sit there for hours.
Did I know, Matt? Did I know very many of them?
No.
I don't know very many now.
Hence the star map now. I figured you might like it. Darby helped to name most of them, well, all of them actually. And so, I figured it would be a nice gift for you. Because
It is a nice gift, and the sentimentality of it is not lost on me. Thank you.
Oh, of course, and one more thing. I'll take the necklace off. I'll step close to Brian, and I'll go and I'll put it around his neck. Somebody important to us made these. Her name is Mia. They're just, they're like protection charms, is what she said. I don't think they actually do anything, but they're matching necklaces for us, and I just hope you'll wear this again. Maybe get some protection out of it.
Are you wearing one?
Mm-hmm. And I go, reaching around my neck to the little gem that I'm always wearing.
Have you found it very protective?
I like to think protective and maybe lucky as well.
Well, I rather think I could use both. And I feel as if I should, if you are too.
I think it would be nice. Gravy and all that.
I would agree. I promise I'm not abandoning who you need me to be. I would just appreciate a little time to get ready to fill what feels like rather large shoes.
I understand. And I know that I have been all out of sorts with it. And
Understandably so.
if you need anything, just let me know. And I'll try to come back.
Likewise, there's not terribly much I have to offer, but I'll be here.
Okay.
And he's gonna get up and turn so that he can pull you into a hug and hold you tightly.
I hug him back just as tightly. We'll see you soon.
I'll be here. Being rather unremarkable for at least a little while longer. Happily unremarkable, please.
Don't say those types of things. They'll all come at you.
I was going to tell you that you're very remarkable as you are.
I know, and I appreciate the gesture. Don't you fucking dare. I appreciate the gesture.
Darby, the cat you brought inside is making a mess.
I will pick up the cat to go outside.
Well, it just ascends with a cat.
Sorry.
Ugh.
I didn't
yeah,
mean
I'll-
to be insulting to myself in any way. No, go ahead. Stop it.
Honestly, all philosophies aside, whenever you are ready to contact us, Mom has a sending stone. It's a magic little rock that will let you send a 25-word message to me once a day. I can respond in kind under the same conditions.
25 words.
Actually, I will reach into my pocket. I will take out the sending stone that I have for Nia, and I will give it to Brian.
He holds it in his hand.
I'll say this will let you send that message directly to Nia. Once a day, 25 words a day.
Immediately walk over and hug Darby.
So I will just sling an arm around her.
Thank you.
Of course. And I give her a little peck on the forehead. And then I go to get on my moose.
You walk out to get on your moose. You just leave. You just vacate.
I feel like they're packed at any moment and ready to go. So like they're just like, yeah, I've thrown my bag on the moose. I'm on the moose. Are we leaving? What's happening?
The moose
There's a strong
materializes
chance Vaughn
in
was
the
packing
tavern.
during that.
Derby, like, that was a nice moment. I've done my
That was so sweet.
That was so sweet. I did such a good job walking away, and they're like,
I just like to think that the moose materialized in the room, and then you got
under
on
them.
the moose to leave.
No, it just materializes under them, so it just lifts off of the ground. Like,
And out of the door.
yeah.
Goodbye, peasants.
But the moose can walk directly through the closed door and Darby can't.
Oh my god.
that for some reason that reminds me of the old Spice commercial where the guy's like, "I'm on a horse."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like the
Here, man, now
camera
look at
zooms
me.
in on this very
Now it's
like
a unicorn.
intimate moment, like a very heartfelt moment, and then zooms out. It's like I'm on a moose.
I didn't mean to interrupt the intimate moment. I just didn't want to hold everybody up. So I thought
I'm gonna walk back over to Brian. Oh my god. And I'm just gonna go over and I'm just gonna hold gently both sides of his face for a second. Just. So just send me a message if you feel like you need someone to talk to.
Do you have one of the stones as well?
I do.
Does it work 2 ways?
You can talk to me and I can send one message back. Once a day.
Can you send a message when you need someone to talk to?
I can, yes.
Then we'll be all right.
We'll be alright. Make sure that you're eating. No more of this skipping meals thing. I know what you did. What the fuck?
Are you okay?
What?
What happened?
Look in the memes channel.
What happened?
Look in the memes channel.
Oh.
This game's so out of left.
no.
Sorry.
No, actually, no. No.
Oh my
so
god.
sorry. Okay. Whew. Sorry. Sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, hold on, wait. No, wait.
Oh. I don't know that I want to.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
I just want you guys to know when I had
No,
the destructive shit, I sat on it for 45 minutes last session.
I need
But
safe
then
for work,
there's Ethan.
Sasuke. I need safe for work, Sasuke.
What? Those weren't words.
Safe for work,
Sasuke?
Sasuke.
What's the Sasuke part?
Safe for work, Sasuke. Hold
It's
on.
French for
I'll show you.
bird.
I know French.
Right.
No, it's just safe for work, Sasuke. You paste it in a chat and it scrolls it up so you don't have to look at it anymore.
Oh.
It didn't.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not a big enough image, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just gonna click off the tab now.
Yeah, I think I have to go hang out somewhere else. 'Cause that took me out. Like,
I'm done.
Threw up.
I thought you were like choking or something. I was like, what's going on?
Threw up. Ugh. Anyways, whew, at this point,
I was gonna give Brian a big hug before I left, but I was send it on to
Your
my
moose.
moose. Okay.
big
I
hug.
was sent it onto my moose.
Like, I'm on my moose. Oh shit, forgot.
I forgot I wanted to give this guy a hug first.
Actually,
Brian, lean up.
and he'll return the hug and then turns towards Hugh Vaughn and says, "I haven't forgotten your concerns. And actually, I know it's quite the favor, but if she's willing, I was hoping perhaps Eve would be inclined to stay for a few days as well. To your part, if you're interested in studying more giant storm things, this seems to be a bit of a hub for it, and worst case scenario, we will be that much more prepared should anything else come looking that maybe shouldn't be here."
Sure, I'm happy to stay. Why not?
Not forever, just a little while. Just to make sure it stays appropriately quiet. I don't wish to invite any more trouble to Erilyn.
I go where the wind blows, and right now it's not blowing, so I'm staying here.
I hope it stays stagnant for at least a little while longer.
I can make sure that happens.
Yeah, go give Eve a hug.
I'll give Nia a hug back. Surprised, but very happy.
Help keep him safe, yeah?
For sure. Nothing will happen to him. If I have any say over it, he'll be fine.
Thank you. And you stay safe as well.
Always. Got my gods looking after me.
Well, I actually do ascend onto the moose now. I don't know what we're doing.
You finally
Shut
leave.
the doors now. Or is the moose still with us?
Is the moose
room
with the room
right
with
now.
Is the moose in the room with us?
Can the moose get out of the
I
room
go,
with you?
no, listen, I give Brian the
Stand by
hug,
my meme.
and then I give Eve a hug also, and then I go outside and I climb on my moose.
She'll give them a hug back also, just chuckling over all of this.
Also, Eve gets a friendship bracelet too, so fuck it. Eve also gets a little friendship bracelet.
He will happily take the friendship bracelet.
Good. I only have one left. It's fine. For
can make
now.
more.
I can make more.
What if we make more friends? More than just one more friend.
I just have to kill some. I mean, I still have leather.
There you
I
go.
still have leather. I can
What do you have to kill
Wait, there's
somebody
no
to make
leather.
friendship?
Yeah, that was so.
Like, I just
friends
want
I
you
had
to
kiss
know.
were leather. They were leather
me-
bracelets. And I have more
For me to
leather.
make a friend, I have to commit a murder.
I just
Yeah.
appreciate that was your second thought.
I can
Anyway,
only have 2 friends. No. If anyone more kills comes, I have to pick and choose.
I will say
I
very
just
polite goodbyes to everyone, and then I will go and get my horse ready.
I will extend an invitation to Realm to ride with me as we get ready to go.
Realm will take it. Oh.
Bye, Jack. Bye, Jack.
Oh. Evil
So I
will
guess-
hug.
A little bit longer to say bye to Mom, and then
Yep. You all go to pack up your stuff and start readying your horses for travel, and Erilyn will absolutely not be letting you leave without a goodbye. You are swept up. Like, you may have intended to come back and say goodbye, but you will have been intercepted on one of your trips out to ready the horses and pulled into a big hug and showered with kisses. Like the kind where, all your friends are watching.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gotta sit there and just be physically annoyed with it. Yeah.
I'm just very pointedly staring at the bite marks on Christian's neck. I'm not watching this happen.
You be safe out there. When you do the stupid thing you're gonna do, just be ready for how stupid it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's solid advice that I'm gonna take with me everywhere I go.
Yeah, it applied to many things, not just that one big stupid thing you're thinking about. All the stupid things.
Right.
But you be safe out there. You come home soon, okay?
Of course.
All right. She pulls you back in. Another smattering of kisses.
Yes, and then I will have to probably push myself away at one point. Be like, okay, I have to go.
I have to
Go.
go, Mom. My friends are watching.
Going to linger with Brian for a few more minutes. Maybe try to learn some self-defense.
Apparently, it might still be buried in there. I don't know if you knew, I did rip an entire bolt out of my neck and then stabbed a shadow thing with it.
Pretty
So
badass.
I might actually secretly be a huge badass.
I love
might.
it here.
I will have you know that yes, you are very much a badass. But maybe
Very badass.
practice then. Just to dig up a little more.
I'll swing some sticks around or something.
I'm sure there's someone here that can help teach you things.
I imagine Eve could. I've seen her
Yes.
punch a man.
Yes.
Totally can. So much. Best at punching.
Well,
Well,
Gun.
wait a minute now. Hold on a minute.
And maybe
That's like my one thing. You know,
Okay. Best at punching.
second best.
I'm also blue. I got some of that, like, I don't know.
I think that was the
You know
problem.
what?
He was
Respect.
losing all the
Respect.
identity.
yes. That's all. That's it. I'll stop fussing now.
No, you're welcome to fuss.
Just stay safe.
I feel I'm quite well looked after here, but I will try not to wander into anything less safe.
Yes.
I could have said that better.
It's fine. I'm not very good at that myself, so it's all right. And I'll start walking. I'm gonna go. I'll go and give him a peck on his cheek, and then I'm gonna go and climb on to Iamon.
I know I said I got on my moose a while ago.
I'm on your moose a few times.
Well, what if I do one more thing and then get on the moose?
Realm's
I can-
already on the moose, like, where are you going?
Yeah, no. So, like, I've gotten Realm up on the moose, and I went, wait, hold on. I'm going to very quietly sneak over to Erilyn and pull another stone out of my pocket and say, just in case you want to talk to him more than once a day, I will give her the other sending stone.
She'll tear up a little bit. And go to give you a big hug.
I'll give her a hug back. And then I will go get on the moose for the third time.
While you were not on your moose, I was like petting him and like looking at the bite marks.
I like biting your fist a little bit and comparing.
Yeah. Still petting,
Did
like,
I really? Like, what did I?
Are we sure it was me?
I mean, like, I didn't know I could bite that hard. I mean, I knew it, but no.
I didn't think I could.
And now I only have one stone in my pocket to keep over. I get back on my moose. and
That's the
go.
true blessing, is you just have less stones to keep track of. All right. But you all, one by one, will mount up and wave your goodbyes to Erilyn and Brian and Eve, who will remain behind at the Milling Brew Inn as it picks up speed and opens for guests again. You begin to head eastward with the dawn's light ahead of you, beginning to illuminate a chilly but clear-skied winter morning. Congratulations on reaching level 9.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Dope.
what do I do with it?
I
As
believe the answer is you have
proceed
time.
eastward at last to Camp Sorsa.
I know, I was gonna say, we heard like episode or session 6 that we need to go
Oh, if
east.
I'd known this, I would have woken up differently. I would have woken up very differently.
But this is where we will also end for the evening. You all have leveling to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
finally, we'll be headed towards Camp Sorsa. There is nothing between you and it. So
Just go!
Not yet.
So
it's finally
far.
happening.
Yay!
Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. I'm going to go cry over a horse meme.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Sorry about that
Okay,
now.
bye.
No, I need more memes. But yeah, bye everybody.
Bye.